You know what I love? I love when people talk about starting their own business, and so many people try to raise money. And I'll tell you what, that can be a ripoff. You know, there's a joke, venture capital is really vulture capital. You know, some of them don't even get you capital. They just rip you off. It's a big problem. That's why I'm so excited when we have these people on from ACCION who help entrepreneurs and people start a business with money. And I've talked to some of the businesses they've helped. It's wonderful. They're like partners and mentors and counselors. Leslie Hoffman, Vice President of Lending for ACCION in New Mexico, Arizona, and Colorado. I was excited because I thought, okay, now what's the catch? When we first were going to have you on the show, I said, what's the catch? I still don't think I know what it is because there is none. You're a nonprofit organization.
Yes, sir.
Started just to help business.
Exactly.
That sounds too altruistic.
It's great work. I mean, who wouldn't want to do it,
No, seriously.
Right?
But it's true. So did somebody start this just because they're good people? I just need to know that.
I think so.
Did they
good
just say, I want to help? Were they
really passionate about small business?
Were they in business themselves and thought, I need to help others? Or what's the story? Is there a real rich person behind it? Or
Interestingly enough, our organization started about 40 years ago as an organization called ACCION International. It was really a private sector Peace Corps effort.
Okay.
That grew from that into an effort that really focused on small businesses and wanting to provide small businesses the tools and access to tools that will make small businesses successful. And so we, over the years, started really focusing on loans, capital, support services, and that's what we do now across the state of Colorado.
That's pretty cool. And you help, you don't just loan money, but you help a business.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Well, for instance, on December 7th, we've got a workshop.
We're going to introduce this guy in a second. I just saw him, and I don't want you to think he just lurked in.
Yeah, the real star of the show. We're going to get to him in a second.
Yeah.
But December 7th is a good example. We're hosting a workshop along with the Denver Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and we're going to teach small business owners how to utilize online tools to help their businesses. And that's something we're doing for our clients and also for the community. So that's a good example of some of the things that we do in addition to our loan program for startups and existing businesses
and we have
to
a client.
Get them started. So Rustin is a great example.
Rustin is a client. Rustin started a clothing line, and some of the clothing he has on. Let's first talk about how'd you find out about them.
We found out about ACCION through Small Business Development Center here in Denver. We've always been very active in our community. We were talking with them about how to expand and grow, and they told us about this new program that had just moved up here from New Mexico, and we went and talked with them and moved on from there, and they've been really wonderful with us.
They helped you with funding?
Yes.
Did they do any counseling, any help there?
They did a little counseling. It was at a point where in the clothing industry, when you're expanding, you're always paying for manufacturing before you're getting paid, so there's these gaps in funding that you need, and they were very pivotal in one of those gaps to really help expand us to the next level.
Like a line of credit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, very similar.
Can you explain your company? Clothing. There's so many clothing lines. How do you hope to compete?
So many clothing
brands.
Niche? Our niche is really in supporting our environment and our community. We've built our brand around a creative community of people who grew up in skateboarding and snowboarding.
Yeah.
But really, we're designing our clothing for more of a contemporary lifestyle, and everything that we're doing has sustainability and eco-friendliness.
Can you explain what you have on? Oh, first of all, we're looking at this. What is this, your website?
Right now, we're looking at the website.
It's called Develop.
DevelopClothing.com or DVLPclothing.com, and our website is kind of our main platform for where people can come and learn about the brand. We also have e-commerce on the brand as well, so you can shop through a lot of our product. Also up at the top, you can see where all of our distributors are. If you click on the distributors, you can see all the retail locations that we sell at.
So you're selling right now retail. How's it going?
The last 2 years, honestly, have been really tough. But the smart retailers are staying in business. That's where we always focus, is just doing wholesale to our retail accounts. In the fall of 2008, when the economy did what it did, that we all know, we kind of had to take matters into our own hands, and we started our own online store, as well as doing a lot of really unique collaborations with the retailers that stayed in business. So doing a lot of limited releases we really found to be successful.
Okay, your denim line. I like the logo.
Yeah, so this is like kind of a fun little commercial we made last spring to advertise our denim. Put a fun little song to it and just did it as a way to promote our whole new denim line.
Yeah, and I notice you have the worn look with the holes and the patches on some areas.
Right. Well, that was actually the interesting thing about this commercial is that was a worn pair of jeans, and the whole concept with this is the guy loves his jeans, so he's wearing them until they're worn out.
Oh, okay.
And then he meets this city girl who has a new pair of jeans, and they do a little trade.
All right. Because I noticed the ones you have on, are these your developed
jeans?
jeans?
Yes, these ones are worn out.
Okay, they are truly worn out.
But worn out for style.
Worn out for style,
yeah.
Okay, got it. And your shirt, you say sustainability. What do you mean?
We use, so when I mean sustainability, I either mean like local manufacturing or recycled or organic fabrics. And that whole process, thinking outside the box of how can we really create more of a closed loop with how we produce stuff from point A to point Z to how the consumer uses it and educate people in that entire process. So this dress shirt was made here in Denver, Colorado.
Oh, cool.
It's one of our very successful woven plaids. We make it right down here in South Denver.
Oh, that's
and
great.
I think that creativity is something that is so cool about working with entrepreneurs in this economy. Whether they're starting a business or they're an existing business, entrepreneurs are incredibly creative, and that's part of what we want to help get the message out there to people who are thinking about starting a business or may already have a business, or maybe they know somebody who's already in business and needs some help. There's a lot of great creativity out there.
Not just people in business. You can help people launch.
Right. Launch or help them grow if they're in business right now, and really help encourage people who are creative and passionate. There are a lot of ways, I think, to be successful right now, and Rustin's a great example of, using partnerships, getting creative, finding new ways to find new clients and customers.
And what if someone comes to you and they have an idea, but they really don't even know the first thing about a business plan?
Gosh, it's a great question. So Rustin mentioned one of our really important partners in this effort, the Small Business Development Center Network. They're one of the many community partners that we work with. And the SBDC network does a wonderful job across the state of Colorado, actually. There are centers all over the state of Colorado that provide free or low-cost business counseling services. And so we have a partnership with the SBDCs. We help send them folks when they may need some help learning how to get a business plan started. And they send us folks when they're ready for the capital or they need a little bit of help in figuring out how to get that capital.
So, if you want to contact this genuine, nonprofit helper of small businesses, entrepreneurs, and people with ideas, you see a number here, 303-904-9362, 303-904-9362, or the 800 number, 508-7624, 1-800-508-7624, or ACCION.org, and that's ACCION. It's not Action, it's ACCION.org. And I'm really happy you're around, and I hope more people take advantage of you. If you know someone who has an idea or looking for funding or in business, please send them to the website martino.tv or directly to ACCION. And, of course, we put these segments on the web at martino.tv and also on YouTube. Much more ahead on Martino TV. The last thing you want